And welcome, sports fans, to today's Roundtable. And we're 1 week after Christmas now, and we'll be getting into some games that took place last night. We're getting into high school basketball from coming off the tournament to last night, so we'll talk about a few games that took place last night. And also, we intend to have Jim Vaughan along with us from the Kennett Indians. He's the head coach of the Kennett Indians, talking about their Bloomfield Christmas Tournament Championship and an impressive victory this year in that tournament for the Kennett Indians. They run away with that Bloomfield Christmas Tournament title, their fourth title in 5 seasons there in Kennett. And also we'll touch on the NFL playoffs taking place starting today, and also we'll talk about, we'll show a video from Southeast Missouri State as they took on Missouri State last week, and we'll show highlights from that game, a nice interstate rivalry there. And we'll just get right into it for today's Roundtable. Glad you joined us, and taking a look at some games that took place yesterday evening at high school basketball got back underway, and taking a look at some of those games that took place last night. Neelyville over Campbell, 52-43. And also we have Charleston over Notre Dame in the CMO Conference, 58-45. Impressive victory there for Charleston in the CMO Conference. And also we've got Oak Ridge over Scott City, 69-39. And also we have Oran over Woodland, 58-47. And Chaffee over Bell City, 73-54. And those are the games from last night to report on. Also on the game last night we did here on the YHC, it was Harrisburg over Piggott. Harrisburg over Piggott in that matchup from Northeast Arkansas last night, which will replay today at noon, and also 6:30 later on tonight. And we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with Jim Vaughan of the Kennett Indians, and we're going to have him over the phone. We'll be back with that coming up.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
I chose Three Rivers College. Caring staff made it easy to enroll. I'm receiving affordable, quality college classes. Day, evening, and online classes let me work college into my schedule.
With locations throughout Southeast Missouri and over 200 course offerings, including online courses, Three Rivers can help you earn a college or career technical degree.
I chose Three Rivers College. You should too.
Enroll today. Learn more at trcc.edu. Three Rivers College. Success starts here.
First Midwest Bank Gold Club offers special privileges for our friends who are age 50 or better and have combined deposits of $5,000. Members enjoy trips, cruises, seminars, and picnics, along with free personalized bank services. Upcoming trips include Journey Through the Holy Land, Yellowstone in winter, Classic Ireland, and Hawaiian Paradise Cruise. Stop by any First Midwest Bank location to sign up for the Gold Club. It's absolutely free. First Midwest Bank, providing common sense financial solutions every day.
Jim Vaughan, the head coach of the Kennett Indians. And Jim, great tournament you all had at the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament, and it's your fourth title in 5 years there at that Christmas tournament, and just really made a great run, and eventually with the final, a victory over Bernie. So just talk a little bit about your run through the tournament.
Well, it was that tournament, and I think Coach Boss really put it best in their semifinal win. That's a special game to be in, that championship game. I actually saw a picture of the third and fourth place game that somebody from a South Penn administrator took, and it's just packed. You saw it from the stage. What a wonderful atmosphere for kids to play play in. So for us to be there and be a part of that, it's a real good feeling for us. It's a lot of fun. Bloomfield does a great job of hosting it, and it's always just that atmosphere. That Southeast Missouri basketball is always really, really special to be a part of.
Certainly, and you speak of the atmosphere, Jim, and it seems like a postseason atmosphere. With it, if you're in the state quarterfinals, state sectionals, it seems like it's that big of an atmosphere, and it's really well put on, as you said. And you can't really ask for a better atmosphere or an experience early on in the season, such as the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament final night.
Oh, definite. It's loud. It's wall to wall, standing room only. There's different ways you have to communicate inside of a game like that. It's quality competition, regardless of what score it is of any game. You better come to play every night, and we saw that in this tournament. Even first round Bloomfield, a 12-over-5. Of course, seeding was a little tougher this year because not everybody had a lot of games in. So we don't know, as coaches don't know how accurate the seeding was, but still, it's quality atmosphere in which to play and it's trying to help propel you into the second half of your season, where you are gearing up for what everybody's goal is at the end of the year, and that's district play.
Sure. And Jim, just talking about the tournament, coming back from last year, you kind of have a heartbreak loss last year in the finals to Holcomb, and you brought back a lot of those guys this year. Was there any kind of hunger those kids showed throughout the tournament to really get back to that game and win it going away this year?
Yeah, I really think as that week went on, we saw a different focus in our kids when we came in the gym for walkthroughs, shoot-arounds, practices, whatever. We were going to be determined to not let last year repeat ourselves. Whether we were the best team in it or not, we were going to make sure that we played up to the quality that we could play and defend up to the quality we could defend, and we did that this year. Obviously, in the championship game, we defended really well. But we had some guys back from that roster last year, and had a sour taste in their mouth, and especially our seniors, Materion Jones and Cavante Mitchell and Antavius Drake, and even Jerry Kennett, who's new to us this year. But all of those seniors all contributed a huge part throughout the entire tournament, in obvious ways. So, the semifinal game, if Materion Jones doesn't lead us in the first half, we're in a lot of trouble against South Penn. So different guys, different spots. But yeah, our focus was really, really good all week long. And
your players that you've had over the years, Cavante Mitchell had a great tournament. It seems like he's gotten off to a great start. Akeem Nelson coming back as a sophomore, he's really stepped it up. And Antavius Drake, that's one player I've been really impressed with coming back this year. It seems like he's taken his play to another level. And you got guys, like you said, Materion Jones, Andre Oliver, and just a bunch of kids that are stepping up and filling some roles for you. And it seems like you're actually beyond where you were at this point last year.
We would like to think we are. You don't know till you get in the second half of the year, but I think as far as kids understanding what their roles and responsibilities are, and it might be different week to week, night to night, game to game, depending on opponent or what have you, as to who can do what. And I just think we got kids that are ready to step up and fill whatever gap needed. Antavius has taken on more of a scoring role in the recent games for us. In fact, going into the tournament, and he's not the one in double digits in the championship game, but the way he defended that Monday night was just. I think he sparked a whole lot of what we did and who we were defensively, and others kind of fed off him, and not just him, but that was a different role for him that night as opposed to other nights. So we've got it's consistency within roles is what we've got right now. It might be team stepped up and scored in the championship game where he didn't have as much of a scoring role another night. So whether stats are the same night to night, our consistency of play is getting there night to night.
Certainly. And looking at your roster, Jim, you don't have a whole lot of size, which you haven't had a whole lot of size in recent years, but you really make up for it for speed, quickness, and your defense, really getting after the opposing team and forcing turnovers. And right now it looks like you've really got that scheme working well. And with the teams you're playing against, you'll certainly need that to continue going forward, especially in the CMO Conference.
Definite. That's something we have to. That's what we talked about when we've been in practice the last couple of days. We have to hang our hat on who we are defensively, and our kids definitely took steps in the right direction throughout this tournament. We built off that, and I think if nothing else, the Bernie game really showed us who we can be as individuals defensively, and then when we put that together here and there. We really got the makings for something special because we have to be able to guard people. We have to be able to speed the game up, utilize the athleticism and speed that we have because we're just simply going to be outsized when it gets down to the part of the season where the teams that we have to beat. So we can make trouble for guards. Opposing guards, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's running and jumping them, double teaming at different points, and trying to make passing difficult, trying to make handling the ball difficult, trying to make getting into structured offense difficult. And I really think that our kids did a great job of kind of defining that for us going into the second half of the season.
Sure. And Jim, just talk about briefly who you've got coming up in your next games.
Our schedule is really, really good. Second half of the season, we've got our entire SEMO Conference regular season game schedule through January and February. Opening up in New Madrid this next coming Tuesday, we go to their place. We've also got to go to Sykesville. We've got to go to Charleston. We've got to go to Cade, go to Jackson. We've got Poplar Bluff and Dexter at home. We've got Notre Dame at home. That's our SEMO Conference. And then we've got a really solid non-conference. We still play some of the Boot Hill Conference teams, which is a competitive conference. I think we go to Crothersville. We've got Hayti, who's very sound this year and very capable. Kennett, who's always, that's the rivalry game that Kennett has been for years, and so they're always going to come to play well. Twin Rivers, who I thought had a great showing in the Bloomfield Christmas tournament. Their toughness really impresses me. And then we picked up Dyer County, who I'm pretty sure Dyer County played for the state title in Tennessee last year. So, but that's Coach McCord, coming out of Missouri. He's there now, Derek McCord, and he's done a great job of making that program one to be reckoned with. Night in and night out. So our second half of the schedule is tough. We have no nights off. Therefore, what we're kind of defining ourselves in practice is we've got no days off practice. When we come into the gym and we're together, it's time to go to work because we're not just there's no gimmies for a second half of the season.
Sure, and you got a tough stretch, and that SEMO Conference this year is just loaded, Jim. The SEMO Conference tournament just a few weeks back. 1 through 8, it was a tough game, whoever you drew, and it's going to be that way once again this year. And I don't think it's been this deep in the SEMO Conference from 1 to 9, but 8 teams in that tournament. But it's every night you're going to have a tough one in that SEMO Conference.
Yeah, definitely. I really believe that we're a team that we can be a matchup trouble for anybody we play with in the conference, and then on the other side of it, everybody can be a little bit of matchup problem for us. So different styles, different sizes, different speeds throughout the conference. But like you said, every bit of it just extremely competitive. So every one of them is going to be a great game for us. Every one of them is going to be a game we can build on to going into postseason. We got to compete against some in the SEMO Conference tournament. Had a good showing early. Really thought we could have competed better the last 2 nights. But we're going to be a lot better when we face those teams again and throughout the rest of our conference schedule in January and February.
Okay, well, Jim, we appreciate your time this morning, and we wish you luck going forward. We'll see you down the road at some of your games, and we'll be looking forward to it. It'll be fun to watch.
Okay, Tyler, we appreciate all you guys do for the coverage of our kids, all of our SEMO area kids.
Sure. Take care, Jim.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. And that's Jim Vaughan, and he's very pleased with his team, and of course he should be, and we'll be looking forward to seeing what the Kennett Indians do for the remainder of this year. And we're going to take a break and be back with more coming up.
It's the small things in life that you tend to appreciate. The quality of care at SEMO Health Network is no different. They focus on the small details with healthcare that make you feel good, so you can get back to enjoying the small things in no time. They have so many ways to take care of you with 8 locations serving rural communities in need of medical care, including dental facilities and an in-house laboratory.
You'll feel good about this. SEMO Health Network.
And as you saw there, heartbreaking loss for the Southeast Missouri Redhawks, losing right at the buzzer in that interstate game with Southwest Missouri State, formerly known as, but Missouri State out there in Springfield. But the Redhawks got a pretty good team this year. You can't sleep on this team. As you saw there in a few of those highlights, they've certainly got the talent to do some this year. Especially in that Ohio Valley Conference. I think preseason they were picked number 1 in the Ohio Valley Conference, so it's worth making a trip up to Cape Girardeau to catch that team this year. One of the best teams in a good number of years there at Southeast Missouri State in Cape Girardeau, so certainly a team worth watching this year up there in Cape. And also to give you a little heads up on the bragging rights game. I believe that'll be held this coming Tuesday night at the Show Me Center in Cape Girardeau. It's going to be 2 games up at the Show Me Center in Cape, and it's going to be Bernie and Oran at 6 o'clock, and following that game at 7:30 will be Charleston and Sykeston. And they've organized this game for the Show Me Center this year. 2 back-to-back games, so if you're wanting to see some really good basketball, head on up to the Show Me Center in Cape Girardeau later on tonight, Tuesday night for 2 games at 6 o'clock. Bernie and Oran will be a really good game there to start off that night. Oran making it all the way to the Final Four last year in Class 2, and Bernie to the sectional round last year, and they bring back really solid clubs this year. And of course, Charleston and Sykeston, big rivalry there in the CMO Conference, going to be at 7:30 up there at the Show Me Center. So you can call the box office up there at Show Me Center for tickets, and should be a great night of basketball. Get to see some smaller schools, 2 of the better smaller schools in the area between Bernie and Oran, and also in the bigger schools, Charleston and Sykeston. So really fun night to look forward to. Tuesday night, January 7th, getting underway at 6 o'clock with Bernie and Oran at 7:30, Charleston and Sykeston. So that'll be fun to watch come Tuesday night. And give you a heads up on the games we'll be doing coming up. Monday night, if we do have the broadcast, there's a chance due to the weather coming through that we won't have that broadcast Monday evening, and that will be Malden and New Madrid County Central at Malden. So it'll be New Madrid County Central at Malden. We will bring that live to you here on YHC and online at cmosportzone.com. And Tuesday night we'll have Perryville at Dexter here in Dexter. We'll bring that one live to you as well. So look forward to those games Monday and Tuesday, and probably a good chance the Monday game might not happen due to the weather. And the next Friday we've got Holcomb at Campbell, and we'll bring that one live to you as well. So look forward to those broadcasts next week here on YHC and online at SemoSportZone.com. And a big win for the Mizzou Tigers last night as they won the Cotton Bowl over Oklahoma State, 41-31. And boy, that was really a game to watch, especially in that fourth quarter. Mizzou stripped the quarterback after already being up 3, and Oklahoma State was driving. Looked like they might be able to put up a score, and they stripped the quarterback, ran it in for a touchdown, and put it up to 41-31, and they won this year's Cotton Bowl in impressive fashion. And also in last night's game in the Orange Bowl, it was Ohio State losing out to Clemson. Clemson winning that Orange Bowl last night. Impressive victory there over Ohio State in that contest last night. And of course, the national championship coming up Tuesday night between the Florida State Seminoles, top-ranked Florida State Seminoles, and the Auburn Tigers, champions of the SEC. Should be a great matchup, and I didn't even notice that Florida State has a chance to, I think, be the top-scoring team in Division I football history, and for the BCS, for that matter, anyways. And I think they got to score 27 points, I believe, to secure the top-scoring team in Division I football history for the BCS. So that'll be something to see if they can pull that off, and should be a good game between the Auburn Tigers and the Florida State Seminoles come Tuesday evening. And, of course, the NFL playoffs get underway today, and it'll be the 4th-seeded Indianapolis Colts hosting the Kansas City Chiefs on NBC today at 3:35, and later on tonight, after that, will be the Philadelphia Eagles, the 3rd seed in the NFC, hosting the 6th seed New Orleans Saints. And tomorrow will be the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the 3rd seed Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC, hosting the 6th seed San Diego Chargers. And in the NFC side, it will be the 4th seed Carolina Panthers. I believe it's the Carolina Panthers hosting. They're the 2nd seed. It'll be the 4th seed Green Bay Packers hosting the 5th seed San Francisco 49ers. So some really cold games to look forward to this weekend. I know in Philly it's going to be below freezing, in Philadelphia for that Saints and Eagles game, and tomorrow the Green Bay Packers hosting the 49ers. That game's expected to be right at 0 for kickoff, and actually it's going to be around -20, 20 below with a wind chill. So, it's going to be some game there between the Packers and the 49ers. That's some chilling to the bone cold, especially when it comes to playoff time. So 2 cold games to look forward to. I don't know if they're looking forward to it, but it'll be at least fun to watch on TV in our warm homes, that's for sure. So it's always seems like there's one of those games each year that's just bone-chilling cold there in the NFL playoffs. And of course, it all matters where you play. If you're going to Green Bay or you're going up to Chicago or New York, for that matter, and this time of year, it's going to be awful cold. And it looks like it's not going to be any different this year. And it looks like it comes on the wrong week. The Northeast is just getting froze this weekend and through this week. They say this is one of the coldest periods ever in recorded history at this time throughout the Northeast. So it's just a matter of timing. You know, when you look at these New Orleans Saints, they only score 18 points a game on the road, but I think 37 in their home dome there in New Orleans. So it's certainly going to be difficult for them. They don't do quite as well on the road, even if it's in the cold or not. It's just that dome it's a dome sweet home, that's for sure, there in New Orleans. So we'll see how it all plays out tomorrow. And the 4 teams with byes in the first round, and for the AFC, top-seeded Denver Broncos, they await the lowest seed to play in the divisional round, and the 2nd seed New England Patriots, they await the highest seed who comes out of these wild card rounds. And on the NFC side, it's the top-seeded Seattle Seahawks and the 2nd seed Carolina Panthers. So a lot of good football to tune in for today and tomorrow in the NFL. And that's all we've got for you today. We appreciate you for tuning in as always, and we appreciate Jim Vaughan being with us and talking about his team coming off that Bloomfield Christmas Tournament Championship, their 4th in 5 years. Impressive run for these Kennett Indians. And we'll be looking forward to the rest of the basketball season. We'll be getting back underway with broadcasts. We had one last night with Piggott and Harrisburg. That'll replay over the weekend, and we've got 3 more scheduled for this week. So we'll be bringing you more live high school basketball broadcasts here on YHC and CMOSportZone.com. And we'll look forward to having you back with us. And until then, I'm Tyler Wagner. Have a good week.